Hello, and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. We made it to, we made it to sprint number 4. Incredible. So we've now created some new standards for what you should be doing if you are to work on a software project using AI. So I think that these are pretty good standards, and I feel like this is likely the the best way to run a software program. And yeah, like let me just give you a quick tour of my screen. Okay, so basically the way it works is I just want to show you. I got the cursor over here, I got Windsurf over here, and I got Replete over here. Now I'm using Google Gemini. So basically, what I do is here's my project. It's called Overhead, Arrowhead, and then so I got the cursor master prompt and the Windsurf master prompt. Those prompts they change over time. Basically, I have those prompts because I have Docker Desktop, and the Docker Desktop is connecting to Supabase up here. And then Supabase and Docker Desktop is connecting to Cursor Windsurf, which is producing a Next.js app. The the preview for Replete is actually online, so it just does it directly online rather than creating some window in your browser. All right, so then the first thing I do is whenever I start a new context window, so in this case, I have two context windows. I name my context windows. One context window, its name is liaison, and the other one is architect. So, and this is based on the concept of what a software development company might actually look like in reality. So, like if you have a software development team, usually you have the architect. In this case, I'm the business analyst because I'm also the designer and I'm also the owner of the project. So then I have the architect, then the tester. The tester is actually wired into the developer and the architect. So my developers, his name is, well, I have Liaison. So this AI instance here is Liaison. It communicates directly with the AI code IDEs. So I would say the developers are the IDEs, and then Liaison is actually also a developer, and it's also a tester. So, but the architect is also a tester. So I've I made a new system which isn't exactly the same as a traditional software development team. My team is liaison and architect, and then I use this Notion page because I have all of my documents. I have 5 documents I use to calibrate those windows. And then, of course, when it starts to reach the 1 million token context window, then my question is, do you still have access to the beginning of the conversation? Do you need me to upload the 5 calibration docs to have full access to the documentation content? And then what is it going to take for us to upload those documents to update those documents? Because then once we update these documents, I'll open up a new window, a new context window with another 1 million tokens. I'll upload these 5 documents, and bada bing, bada boom, we're ready to continue. Now this is architect, and it just confirmed that we have finished updating all the 5 core documents, and now we're ready to launch Sprint 4. And then here's Liaison saying, okay, well, so let's go ahead and begin Sprint number 4. Okay, so let's officially launch the sprint. And we'll follow your lead. Create the 3 prompts for our IDEs, and let's get started. Yay! Official launch of sprint number 4. Now Gordon wanted to kick me for some reason. He wanted to become part of official launch for 4. This dog is crazy. He wants to be a part of everything. What are you looking at me for? You want to get in? Well, you want to get in the video? All right, according to Gordon. Gordon wants to be in the video. All right, what do you want? Do you have something to say? Would you like an interview? Hello, Mr. Gordon. Thank you for all of your time and support. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for being with us in this long journey. And can you still see him? And is there anything you want to say? Last words. You just want to say good luck? Anything else? Are you hungry? No? You go back to sleep? Oh, you want some numbers? He wants some numbers. Okay, Gordon, as per usual, he wants a snack. All right. He's going somewhere. So let's figure out, what does this look like, launch number 4. I might not make as many videos this time because it's better if I make videos when I'm actually doing something that hasn't been done before. Okay, Sprint 4 is officially launched. I'm glad to take the lead on the proposing the first steps. As discussed, we'll begin with task F3.1. The table default statuses that ensures foundational data task statuses, blog, place, CRUD, cursor will continue as the lead AI for this task. Here's the initial prompt for cursor. Ding, ding. Replit. I think I saw the word cursor before. The lead AI cursor provides a standard C script. Interesting. So it's like it's completely changed the way that it's working with the IEDs now. So it's saying that wow, that's interesting. Huh. I'm just gonna click this one and then click this one and windsurf. This is weird, actually. So what it's saying is, like, so in the past, basically what we had was we were giving Replete and Windsurf the opportunity to make its own decisions, and over time, I guess, I actually don't know how it happened. I had some problems with Windsurf, and eventually Gemini decided to revert back to Cursor's all right. It decided to use Cursor's code. Now, does it copy all of that stuff? It looks like it copies everything. Okay, this is the most direct way. Okay, let's tackle number 1. Navigate this, that. Okay, and then it has the select, something about select, TypeScript, copy, insert. Method 2. Where's method 2? Okay, it has all of this stuff. Alternatively, blocked among them, select ID. Okay, it has everything. Or it appears to have everything. So I don't really like the copy and paste situation with Replit. It's the worst out of them. And it also takes the longest to do stuff. And it's like, because it's an online IDE, I don't know, it just takes forever to do stuff. So we're just sitting here waiting. It resets in 15 hours. So I don't see why it takes so long, because the checkpoint has been made 2 minutes ago. All right, it doesn't really matter because it didn't remove any code, so we could just copy the split. One, two, three, and we're up. 2, 3, And we open 2, 3. Oh, finally. You see here, it said added 39 lines of code and 0 were deleted. Gordon, what are you doing? It was literally like 3 or 4 minutes. It's my party and I cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Bum, 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 bum. All right, Gemini. Okay, I have the initial response from all 3 IDEs. Here's the analysis. Output this, assessment this, next step is cursor, windsurf is this, assessment is this, next step for windsurf, replete is this, next step. All right, so then we got the cursor. Okay, so it looks like everything's ready to go, and which means that now I'm just going to be back to quilting. Like, how many people are going to sit and watch your grandmother quilt? This doesn't make sense, right? So, especially when you have to wait for replete for 5 minutes every time it makes a change to its code, which I'm not happy about, obviously. There, we're definitely kicking off launch sprint number 4 now. We've updated 2 different IDEs. Oh. Come on. My fingers are getting tired. We got windsurf. How you doing, cursor? Nothing's going on with cursor. I mean, replete. And how you guys doing over here? Or if the already in sync message from migrate dev was erroneous, you can actually update the data script may fail. All right. All right, so it looks like we got a problem. Well, it's asking for help from architect. Now, I don't know nothing about coding. I literally know zero. I have zero understanding of coding. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he's from Ukraine. It's funny because I have people I talk to from all sides of the world, I got some people I talked to are from Russia, and they're not real happy with the situation in Ukraine. And then I got other people from Ukraine, they're not happy with the situation in Russia. And it's like, I'm Canada, man, so it's not my problem. I mean, I've seen recently the Canadian government, they're starting to make some decisions about their views on the Gaza Strip, and it's starting to change based on like the earlier view. And then you can see America had some view about Ukraine and the situation there, and now it's like changing its view. Okay, Project Manager, thank you for relaying critical information there. Please relay this information. You see, so here, like the key decision, this approved schema from status definition will be logged as key decision number 8. Update project blueprint. Adoption for all AI environments. So I'm asking, are we going to change the documentation now or wait till either it's time to close this context window or end the sprint? I'm guessing it's going to say, let's wait until it's time to close this context window or end the sprint. We should aim to update document 3 as soon as possible. The change to status definition schema 1 part 4 should ideally be made concurrently and very soon. Print out the full text of the documents that need changing. Oh, reply. Saved. When saved. All right, so we'll let architect do that. All right, good. So put this into cursor. And key decisions log. Is this the full text? Calibration, key decisions. K2, K3. So now we have some, I think it's K8. It's the new one. Yeah. This version doesn't matter. Version 1.2. Project blueprint. Project blueprint. .2. This is 1.2. I just want to do a little check. .6 incorporate. Yeah, I think this is fine. All right, it's saved and saved. Yes. Okay, we can put the architect produced full updated documentation, and it's being saved. Cursor. So you see why I don't believe that people can vibe code using only Windsurf or only Cursor. I'm vibe coding with not just one AI helper, but two AI helpers. And these two AI helpers are fully calibrated with a full series of documentation, which keeps track of the context window and all aspects of the project. And I continually update these documents throughout the process. So how is it possible that somebody can actually do, like, what do you call it? Vibe coding. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I learned how to do that. It's like one of my big accomplishments is knowing when to push the button to move to the background and click yes. Incredible. I wonder what's doing with my tokens. Refreshes in 2 days. So I didn't even come close. You can see Windsurf doesn't even come close. Cursor doesn't even come close. Replete seems to have come a lot closer, but you have to remember I did see the problem with this, we can't actually compare. These are non-comparable because of the way that we've been doing the projects and like the projects that I did earlier at the beginning of the month. So this is going to be fantastic because during June, like during the next 30 days, so in a couple days after we we pay for another month for each of these products, we're gonna have Windsurf with the updated format now that it's owned by ChatGPT. Also, now that it has Gemini 2.5 Pro, so we're using Gemini 2.5 Pro in there. We're also using Gemini 2.5 Pro in here. But Replete, it doesn't have other models, or at least I don't think it has other models. It only has one model. So it's not a perfect comparison. Now, the other problem with the comparison now is that it's using Cursor as the gold standard, which means it uses Cursor to solve the problems, figure things out, try to figure out what the problem, what's the issue, what to do. And then Liaison uses the information that it gets from Cursor in order to give instructions to Windsurf and Replete. Now, I'm not sure if that's the best strategy. Remember, I do have rules in Cursor. We can't add rules to the other two. And also, Cursor is the most widely used. So I think that Cursor is probably has more experience than these other systems. So these are just requests. So the way that Cursor does it, it's just per request. Now, since it's doing it per request, you're going to get a lot more mileage if you use the Google Gemini formula. So if you're asking Google Gemini to help you to it says step 1, do this, step 2, and then step 3, do this. It gives very, very clear guidelines for what it wants it to do. And then in that, there's 3 different steps. Now, 3 steps in here, it's only one request. You see, just now when I click continue, then it logged it as an additional request, which means you can use Cursor to its fullest. You can use the maximum amount of mileage for each request if you're using other tools to help you to create the prompt. Whereas Windsurf, it appears that Windsurf, I don't know what system it uses. Using the premium model in Cascade costs 1 prompt per credit. All right, so it looks like it's about the same. And you could also do 500 prompts. So you got 500 prompts with both of these. With this one, it's just 5 cents per prompt per request. think I need to listen to some news. Sumi, buffer, Russian breakthrough. Listen to the Duran. Michael Hudson. Military Summary Channel. Professor G. Judge Napoleano. Eurodell University. I'm terrified of the next 3 weeks. Why is Richard Wolff terrified? Well, looks interesting. What's going on over here? Now, my question is it going to copy it from, where does it start copying? Does it copies from here? Okay, I understand. So we're looking for what? We're looking for, okay, this is good, cautious approach to verified database schema alignment. All right, so it starts with this one. Okay, it's a good and cautious approach. Thank you for confirming this. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it has everything. We had to reset it times, but it looks like it has everything. All right, so this is going to be the last window for this video. I'm starting to slow down. I need to have some breakfast, maybe go out for a walk, have some relaxation time, take the dog outside. All right, so we have a small issue here. I'm not talking about code. I'm talking about issue from my perspective, which is mostly copying and pasting. So I don't get it. Like, uh, this I guess should be two prompts. What's going on? Okay, so we can do this with architect. I don't know. I feel like it's starting to get a little bit crazy. So the issue is that like I gave it some pushback. It seems like it may be a little bit lost. Why is this? As per my previous request, action A completed very. There we go. So in situations like this, I have some small concerns because I don't know, like, are we getting close to the end of its context window and it's like starting to get a little bit confused? Like when you have way too much text over a long period of time, sometimes it just has some problems and you have to create a new window. Although you have a 1 million token context window, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's optimal to be running context windows like that. Anyways, see, this is the issue here. See, now I gotta like click this, run migration. After you're updating your schema prison, follow the migration command. Now it's talking about windsurf. All right, so here, like I clicked enter, and it's just like, whoa, it's just slow. Everything's really slow. So it means, yeah, maybe we got this 1 million context window, but it's not necessarily useful when it gets to that point. All right, I gotta go. I got other work I gotta do. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.